Hello and welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your romantic soulmate read for June, July 2020 or timeless. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, and very, very happy to be working with you today with the Joan Jett t-shirt on, because you know what? I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Let's have a look at your soulmate contract, shall we? But first, if you are new to my channel, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell, and commenting, because that's apparently what allows other people to see the work that I do. Cool, so if it works for you, you do a couple of those things, all of those things, helps other people see them. The other thing I'm going to ask you to do is remember this is a general read, not a private read. I do private readings pretty much, well, not every day, but pretty much every day. I try and schedule them so I don't burn out and so can't do this, and vice versa. So please take what resonates, leave what does not. You're a Scorpio, you're intuitive, you know exactly what I mean, but also so that you can check your other signs. I'm trying to keep these readings relatively short because everybody's still working from home around here, so the bandwidth is crowded or whatever that is. I have no idea what that means. I'm going to be 52 this year. I don't think I have to know what that means right now at this point. So that being said, do check your other signs. We're only doing 15 cards in what I would call an extrapolation of a Celtic cross spread. I love the Celtic cross spread. I've been reading it since I'm 12 years old. 40 years in tarot this year, so it should be a lot of fun. These readings have been really great. They are a soulmate read. A soulmate is a type of soul contract, pre-incarnational agreement written into the life before you even step into it, right? Certain patterns you're going to heal, you're going to grow, you're going to learn, you're going to evolve through. But the soulmate contract, different than the twin flame contract. Great, big, huge different. There are some links in the description box. We'll clarify that for you if you want to go have a look-see-dooksy at some point. I highly recommend the one by Matt Kahn. Spiritual teacher will be using his healing mantra deck as the last card down in this reading. But we are going to look at this as a soulmate contract where the bottom line is you're helping each other heal. You have soulmates of all different kinds, right? Like my mom is my soulmate. Obviously not a romantic thing, right? So you have many soulmates in your life. You help each other heal. Look to your friends, right, that have helped you heal, and you help them heal. It's very symbiotic, satisfying, very fair, usually. These like when one of you is down, the other is up, but you're always there for each other kind of thing. Doesn't matter how much time passes, blah, blah, blah. This one we're going to be looking at, though, is your romantic, sexual, satisfying, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, satisfying soulmate contract for June, July 2020 or timeless. Cool, cool. So you do get the time frame of it, unless it's timeless, whenever you see it. We're not doing divine masculine, divine feminine, as I usually do. This time the guide switched it around. The first card down will be you, my Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. The second card down, we're going to be pulling these, will be your soulmate, your romantic soulmate in this contract. Then we will layer Celtic cross on top of that. I think you'll dig it. I like this a lot. I'm going to do this for like every private client that wants a soulmate read, or really any kind of relationship read you could do this with. Breathe. Because that's all I need you to do. Is focus on your breath, take what resonates, leave what does not. I will do the same on my end to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can, because here the guides are ready. First reading of the day, here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 2 cards from the Caroline Mace archetype deck. All the decks that I read are in the description box below at the bottom. So please, my collective pantheons, angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. By the way, the Ascended Masters of Soulmate Contracts, thank you for working with me today and this week. I need 2 cards, one for the Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and one for the soulmate in this Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate contract for June, July 2020 or timeless. Please put the card right in my hand. Who is the Scorpio, their dominant archetype being healed? They're going to help each other heal, the lead to gold, the shadow to light, together. Who is the soul mate in this contract? And we have the happy couple. Please keep in mind these cards can be a little triggery. There is a shadow attribute and a light attribute indicating what needs to be healed, the shadow, the lead, or alchemized into the light, the gold. Cool? How? Very interesting. Scorpio, you are the miser, Midas archetype. My brain just imploded those two words, didn't it? It was funny. Not really. My kind of funny. The shadow attribute, hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth. Well, I have to say that can be very Scorpio, right? Like you're very silent, very like not letting on what they feel because you guys feel everything so deeply. Now look, I'm a Pisces moon, I get it. So particularly the Scorpio moons, oh, they keep that stuff tucked away so deep down in the underworld, right? It's just waiting for them, right? to come claim your baggage. The light attribute, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches, and particularly the emotional riches. Like I've never met a female Scorpio that almost wasn't an instant soul sister. It's just how it is. It's the Pisces moon thing in me. But my relationships with Scorpio men have been very, very deep, but very, very transformative, right? So I get that ability to transform, not just lead to gold, but to turn anything to gold. So a little piece of alchemy here. Midas Miser is, I believe, if not the wild card family, then the creativity family, I think it is. Pretty sure. Anyway, I can't remember them all the time. Your soulmate here is the mediator. Now, a Midas Miser and a mediator, first of all, that's a lot of mamas. That's like 3M. It's like Post-its. I invented Post-its. Sorry. Shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either professionally or personally. So you get that. Who's a mediator? Someone who's sort of in between the two parties, whether they're companies or... my mother divorced my father when I was 2 years old and married her divorce lawyer. My stepfather to this day, that's why I call them Zeus and Hera. They're very strategic. So I'm used to mediation, right? That word, we're calling it a mediator, right? I don't know if you can see in the picture. Two people, their backs are to, I guess, us, and the mediator is sort of like bringing them together, like holding their hands, trying to bring them together even though they won't look at each other. The light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of the argument. And that's why I think these two together could be not just very creative together, the mediator is the wisdom family, but can really create a nice solid foundation, right? Understanding that things are going to change. There's always going to be lead to be alchemized to gold, things that can be transformed, and life's riches to share fairly. Good. I'm into it. Now, here's the fun part. Right, like, oh, that's the reading. No. We've got 13 more cards to hit the table, 10 of which are going to be the Daughters of the Moon Tarot in a Celtic cross spread. I think you'll like this a lot. The first two cards for me are this is the card that covers you, and this is the card that crosses you. Well, the first card down will be laid on top of this. Oh, and the garbage people are here. Please do excuse me for a moment while this plays itself out. Ha, joke's on me. Wasn't the garbage, it was just a delivery guy backing up. Sorry, that light is blinding. Okay. So good. Let's do this Celtic cross. I am down for this. Take a nice deep breath. I'm going to call to my goddesses. Oh, my goddesses of soulmate contracts. Please. Let's do the Celtic cross spread here for this Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, soulmate, satisfying contract for June, July 2020 with this Scorpio, Midas, Miser, and their soulmate, the Mediator archetype. It's a little tricky words today. Oh, Mercury's retrograde, and I'm a Virgo. Rats. Okay. Oh, rats. Little olive there for you. My goddesses, please then, what is the card that covers this Scorpio in this soulmate contract? What is the card to represent the mediator who crosses this Scorpio's path, or has been for a while? Please show me what's at the core of this Scorpio soulmate contract. What is behind them? What's in their Scorpio behind them in this soulmate contract? What crowns them coming into being? more immediate future kind of stuff. What lay before them in this soulmate contract? What is the lesson of this soulmate contract? How does the world see this soulmate contract from the outside looking in, which by the way means both of you can be looking at it that way from horizontal trajectory point of view. What is the fate into destiny, the hero's journey aspect right now for the soulmate contract, and what is, considering this timeline and this lifetime that I'm looking at in the quantum here with this Scorpio Midas miser with this mediator, what is the predictable or the most probable outcome, at least for June, July 2020 or timeless for this contract? Good, that did not take terribly long. My Midas miser, you've got the Virgo card. Well, how lucky for you. Which, you know, can say that you've got planets in Virgo or whatever, but you're looking at your 6th house stuff. And it would make sense with that entrepreneurial aspect. Now, entrepreneurial, yes, obviously speaks of business, but it can also be very entrepreneurial to make even your home more productive, like productive for stress reduction or healing or something like that. So pay attention to the details, that what you are turning to gold or hoarding might not seem great, big, huge to you, but sometimes the devil is in the details, as are the miracles. Sometimes the divine shows us miracles in the teeniest, tiniest little things. It's never about size. The universe is not a size queen, in other words. But also keep in mind, health and occupation. What are you occupied? Like, whatever you are occupying yourself mentally alone with this this soulmate contract, whether you have met each other or not, because that's the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract, is it affecting your health? Look at how your occupation with relationships in general, particularly the sexual romantic one, because this Midas miser in a soulmate contract, yes, this can be about your business life, certainly, but don't forget that emotional part, right? Hoarding money and emotions, right? Like, feel that. Like, that's something that might be coming up for healing. I think people are really getting what's important to them nowadays. If they haven't, oh my God, what have they been doing for the past 4 months? But you get what I'm saying, right? Let's look at your soulmate. Remember, you're helping each other heal all this stuff. So the mediator, interesting, has the Taurus, two not just court cards, but earth signs. You've got Virgo and Taurus. So this mediator has very, very high values. Very, very bedrock solid value. Now, do they have to be Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, whoever, whatever? They might be, they might not. The vibe I get from this is somebody who is stable, somebody who is fair, who really has, I'm going to say this is the way it feels. I feel it in my spine. It's like bedrock, spinal kind of values. Like, everything else is based around a certain set of fixed values. Now, are you always going to agree with each other? I don't know, but at least we've got someone who's willing to listen to and see both sides of the story here, or at least that's the healing trajectory that they're on. I love you two together. First of all, I love alliteration, which is more alliteration, but Midas, miser, and mediator. What's going on at the core? What's the core of this one? I get the Virgo card now. You're both overthinking things. Well, overthinking, that's the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. The 2 of Swords is analysis. Underneath, there's a lot of thinking. A lot of Scorpio, like, well, let's process this data. No, everything's fine. How nice to meet you. Tall. How tall are they? How much money? You're just like taking in and analyzing all of the data going on. People want to say 2 of Swords is indecision. I see that more as 2 of Flames, because decision is element of fire, will, desire. But 2 of Blades is thought. So kind of doing that a little bit. Where are you coming from? 5 of Blades, maybe some mental confusion, some arguments, some cyclic thinking, or a real change in mind that's making you perhaps not just look at or analyze this contract differently, but differently again. this could be a return. This could be there was a dalliance, right? Or like you met, but then like life happened, chaotic. The card of the Five of Blades in this deck is called the Hurricane. Just had this pop up for somebody, private reading yesterday. And I said, where is the safest place to be in a hurricane? And the person said, in my home. I'm like, in the eye. Like, you got to think metaphor here. I wasn't being literal, but they all say that. The eye of the hurricane. That's like even in 12-step stuff, they say keep it in the eye, the letter I instead of the EYE, but it's the still point where everything spins around, and this can very much be the toxic thoughts of the well-meaning, right? People who really do care about you, but that really does feel both sides here. That's the point of a contract read. We're not just reading you, Scorpio, we're reading the entire contract. So it might be that you've had a very mentally tumultuous time either together, and even if you haven't met, there seems to be this thing of lots of talk and lots of thinking and lots of stuff going on. Hopefully you were able to find some stillness in that and hence some clarity, but with that Two of Blades going on underneath, that momentum, you could see that almost as the hurricane unwinding, right? Like maybe slowing down a bit from this cacophony of thought. Isn't that a great word? It's so cacophonous. To the Two of Blades, something a bit more analytical and detail-oriented, not so much being taken to Oz. Although technically that was a twister, not a hurricane. Hurricanes involve water, I should know. I live on Long Island. Well, you go from the Five of Blades to the Five of Wands, the Five of Flames, Pele, the volcano. It was a volcano before it was a soccer player. Can you remember? Can you believe I remember Pele? I do. He was cute. So this pent up energy, right? This Five of Flames, this molten magma boiling inside both of you for all this time, it's getting ready to blow. In fact, I would say 5 being numbers of change, what's coming now? I mean, this can be a Kundalini surge. This can be all about passion. I don't see the 5s as instantly negative or problematic. I think they're neutral, like every tarot card is. The vibe I get on this, though, is that this Two of Flames is sort of, Two of Blades is sort of fanning this flame. Do you get that, right? This is at the core, this is at the crown, so it's sort of like doing this, it's going, I want you! I want you so bad, it's driving me mad. It's every time I sing out loud, I have to drink something. In this case, Wonder Coffee. She's a wonder. I bet you're wondering, what is he doing? Loving that, good, comes into the Two of Pentacles. That's what's before you. So this analysis is really a good idea in that it brings you to the Two of Pentacles balance. Now, this does say that the two of you may have met. You might have met online, right? You might have met in person yet. But it does feel like this is eventual, particularly that you are both represented by earth signs, considering we're talking... Oh, yes, you're both earth signs, but Taurus is the opposite sign of Scorpio. So this might be someone in a way that has very different values from you, but ones that are still, you have that fixed tenacity about both of you. You can be very loyal together. But then again, well, do I want to? Are you going to find the balance of that? Do I want to give my loyalty to, is this person worthy of my loyalty? We all know that mental tap dance going on because the soul contract is a soul contract, but a soulmate contract, you're going to help each other heal. That was like a hair, like a one rhyming word away from being a jingle. Let's not go there. Loving your cross. Your cross is really, really beautiful. Let's look at what is the lesson here. And you've got your third 5 in a row, and this is then the storm, the 5 of Cups, the spilling of cups, that emotional turbulence that comes. So it might be that if you two are not together right now, you might be in relationships that are going really, really poorly right now in other places in your life, maybe even romantic, sexual, with a lot of emotionality, a lot of storms. Now, all storms pass, as does every hurricane, as does every volcano, eventually moves from the 5 to the 6. But your lesson right now might very well be individually, though you are helping each other heal, whether you've met each other or not. Quantum entanglement, like I always see Cat's Cradle, between two soulmates or two twin flames, there's that quantum, any soul contract is like that. The threads from chakra to chakra, and they all just don't go third eye to third eye, they go like that. Then there's a lot of emotional purging going on right now, and you are a Scorpio, right? So of course, if you have any kind of empathic skill going on, you're feeling everybody's everything, including a little Taurian kitty who just appears out of nowhere and meows, because he's a Taurian little kitty. Hi, Melky, you lay down for Mama? You let Mama work? Work, Mama, work! You just gave me a look like, just get back to work. I'm just going to sit on the chair. So your lesson, dealing with some emotional tumult here, and 3 5s, you're going through some change. From the outside looking in, how does this contract appear to people? The Dreamer. The Fool card. This may be brand new. And if it's not brand new, like you haven't just met, then it radiates such potential of an entire journey within the hero's journey, within the life journey, within this is very path of true love oriented, is what that says to me. I mean, everything's the path of true love depending on how you look at it. But a real wide open potential here for this relationship, particularly for if you, my Scorpio, can really get that thing of turning things to gold and what that means symbolically, particularly in terms of love and relationships. With a mediator, that in balance, this could really, really be an amazing, amazing thing, or at least that's how it appears from the outside looking in. That might even be how you're looking at each other, like this huge opportunity that's thrilling and terrifying all at the same time. Hence the analysis and the balance. Your destiny is the Piscean card, which is really speaking, obviously, about water and emotions. That this might just be something that defies certain aspects of logic. Because it is the opposite sign of Virgo. I should know. I'm a Virgo sun with a Pisces moon, born on a full moon. Thanks, Mom. No, seriously, thanks, Mom. Give me a career. This being you, this being your opposite, you, as a Scorpio, how comfortable are you with your emotions and your feelings with this 5 of Cups here? Because let's call a fish, right? Let's spill the tea across the table. There can be a lot of illusions, a lot of fears, a lot of things that you're picking up empathically from the world right now. Scorpio is the sign of the 12th house, the collective unconscious, right? That stuff you are unaware of that is influencing things. So nothing is stable on the planet right now. Hence the 5 of Blades, the 5 of Flames, and the 5 of Cups here. You might totally be feeling the pressure of everybody's everything while the world is being held in the crucible of transformation. And both of you picking up on that. Now, granted, I mean, unless you absolutely have to move your home, I could understand not ready to move in with somebody you just met, nor should you do that during normal times. Balance it, play it out. But you're definitely helping each other heal through this time, even if you haven't met yet. Last card of the cross. Oh, my God, Scorpio. This is the most Scorpio reading ever, considering the death card's not in it. Kali, the Awakener, the Tower. Something is coming that is just going to change your life. Now, the Tower is not. I don't read cards as purely positive or purely negative. It all depends on the vibe in the card. And yes, reading a collective of hundreds of millions? Is that millions of people? Yeah, is Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign any zodiac sign? But the vibe I get for this in a soulmate contract is that if you guys haven't met, it's coming, and it's going to be like being struck by lightning. And your lives are already undergoing. You've already had big changes of mind, right? A lot of advice, a lot of thinking, right? And probably just that mental cacophony of it all, right? I love that word. And yeah, we're going to do this at the end. We're going to put it all together once the last 3 cards are down. But then, of course, what's crowning you now is this time of the 5 of Blades, which very might coincide with that Tower card in your outcome. Remember, there's the what's crowning and what's coming in your outcome. They might be the same thing, right? It doesn't always have to be the past, present, the future, in terms of, the what's behind you, what's crowning, and what's before you. Because people would say, no, that should be the 6th card, the 2 of Pentacles. Well, it might be that you get struck by lightning. And you have to find your balance, which is kind of cool. If it's like love at first sight, if it is that like kiss that, yeah. Okay, now I've got this kiss, practical magic, Sandra Bullock, Diane Waste, in my head, clairvoyance. And a kitten head bonking me. Hey, baby cat. Speaking of practical magic, take a nice deep breath. As I ask my angels, please, one card in clarity from the Doreen Virtue. Healing with the Angels Oracle. Lay down, sweetheart. Mama's working. Please. My angels, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual soulmate contract for June, July 2020 or a timeless. Please, please, please. What is the healing angel extending open wings and open hands to both of these, the Midas Miser and the Mediator, in this soulmate contract for June, July 2020? Archangel Michael. Alright? The only archangel in the deck, which I don't agree with because I'm a Urielite. Well, technically I'm an Arielite, but whatever. Truth. Just be truthful with each other. Cut yourself free. Be truthful with yourself. Be truthful. Call upon Archangel Michael to guard and defend you as you speak your truth, to cut yourself free from anything that needs to go, and to have the strength to move forward, the courage to change the things you can, and to love without restraint. Now, love without restraint doesn't mean that you act without restraint. It just means that you allow yourself in that emotion of water to make it through the lessons of this storm. You may have some emotional baggage that is being purified out, but I guarantee you, if you're feeling it, you're healing it. And the emotion is the sign of the healing already taking place. The uncomfortable or discomfort of emotion is not a sign that healing is needed. It's saying that it is in place. You're not just clearing your own energy field, your own cell tissue, your own ancestral patterns. You're clearing it holographically for all of life. So let's keep going. Archangel Michael, yeah, Google him. He's got the best press agent. Like all Ariel got was a cartoon mermaid named after her. She's like, I'm element of earth, not water. I'm like, I know. I mean, she was really happy with Shakespeare, but still, that was a creature of air. That's what happens when you hang out with archangels. Breathe. Higher selves of all involved will speak through the Whispers of Love Oracle. A whisper of love, a piece of guidance and grace from the higher selves of this Scorpio Midas Miser archetype and their soulmate contract partner, the Mediator. Let's see what you get. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, satisfying, sexual soulmate contract for June, July 2020 or timeless, involving this Midas Miser and this Mediator, please. What is the guidance, the grace, the inspiration in their face for the soulmate contract June, July 2020 or timeless? Spend some quality time together. Yes, this is new. Like, even if you knew each other before, another life or otherwise, it's okay. You get to know each other again. You're different people now, even if you used to date before. Spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationship with, listening and talking to each other. And please listen and talk to each other, because I just got a really strong second chakra hit that with the Virgo and the Taurus, this is a physical relationship as well. Like, so take it out of your mouth for 5 minutes and actually have some verbal intercourse. Express your feelings with each other. Granted, it's a 2. You're going to get to know each other. It doesn't have to be high opera day 1. But, chat, talk, that sort of intimacy, which Scorpios, is a lot more intimate than just the act itself. I'm a Virgo. I know. Trust me. And maybe you're up for that. Maybe that's what this Virgo is saying for you too. It's like, well, maybe I just want to keep my symbolic zodiacal legs crossed for a little bit with this one and really get to know each other. That's just wise. Let's get your last card down. Healing Mantra Deck card by Matt Kahn. One side of the card is the mantra, the other the name of the mantra. I will use the name of the mantra to alphabetically look it up in the bookie book that came with, which I find extremely helpful. Shall we? Nice deep breath. as we get our last card down from the Ascended Masters of Soulmate Contracts. Yep, just like a division in a law firm. Hello, you've reached Ascended Master Law Offices. How can I direct your call? Can I have the Soulmate branch, please? Sure, please hold. Lady Nada speaking. Hi, my Ascended Masters. Moon's in Virgo. I'm having fun today. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign involving this Midas, Miser, Scorpio, and this Mediator in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for June, July 2020 or timeless? Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for these two for June, July 2020 or whenever they're watching this? Inspiring others. Can be being struck by lightning. Inspiration changes everything. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. Inspiring others. I think this really, like I said, this Midas, like a Midas can go in there and take somebody who's really like womp womp and make them all, right? You know, it's a skill. It's what you all do. Well, it's what that particular archetype is really good at. It's almost like a philanthropist in a way, right? But then again, that would be that giving away, that sharing of life's riches. Inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. Oh my, you're so gifted. When others are inspired, you allow them to take center stage and step into a greater acknowledgement of their personal power. Absolutely. When others are made to feel useful, they are likely to embrace more courageous decisions as their self-worth increases. That makes sense, right? Well, that is very much the Midas archetype. They invest in people in a way. Yeah. Imagine the perfection of not having to do everything by yourself and infusing others with a greater sense of purpose just by asking for their help. It's not a matter of feeling weak or being incapable. Instead, it's about realizing the gift of inspiration you possess simply by inviting others to be a part of your day. And in case you didn't get that word, it was infusing others. Such a great word, right? It's just like totally getting mojito flashback. Infusing. This mantra is ideal for increasing intimacy. We've talked about that, haven't we, darling? In relationships, resolving martyrdom. A Scorpio play martyr? Huh. And communicating your needs. Oh, because you're so good at that, Scorpio. My brother Matthew's a Scorpio. I've dated Scorpios. Oh, maybe the true love of my life might be a Scorpio. I would take a Scorpio. My first real boyfriend was a Scorpio, and I know he watches my channel every now and again. Hi, tall guy. I'll probably never see him again. He lives in a different state. It's fine. But I hope he does watch. Anyway, what a lovely, 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 lovely spread. Tricky with all those fives, but let's pop up the larger picture and I'll see what else they show me. Cool, cool. Take a nice deep breath. You're right. Right, Joan Jett and the Black Hearts. Here we go. Magic rock and roll clap. Oh, come on. We can do better than that. Oh, come on. One more real loud. Yeah, that's what we're getting. Okay, the Midas Miser archetype is you, my Scorpio, in the shadow attribute, hoarding money and emotion, obsessive fear of losing your wealth, which, I mean, in today's time, that's completely understandable. Get that you might be empathing some stuff there from, I don't know, most of humanity anyway. Light attribute, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, including what we're going through on planet Earth, individually and collectively. Delight in sharing one's riches. That's just really lovely, and particularly with that Virgo part, maybe there is some service in there, right? Virgo is the servant of the zodiac, so maybe there is that really, with inspiring others in particular, something that you have available to you right now. I would really consider working that I help each other feel empowered by acknowledging their gift, considering the Midas Miser, that you don't hoard that to yourself, but that you actually start turning people to gold as you go along life in general. Because your soulmate partner who crosses your path here whether you know each other or not, whether you've met each other or not, is the mediator, the shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So you might meet through work. I mean, really, if you have or know each other through work because of that earth sign connection, but that's hardly going to be everybody in this collective. The light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of the argument. And I do feel like that fairness, that strategy, trying to find a way to balance things out with a Midas miser, or just let's say a Midas archetype, great, big, huge, powerful, such a service to life on planet Earth, a real team here, particularly depicted as a Virgo and a Taurus. There's some actual physical opportunity and actions here for the both of you. And what's at the core of this Two of Blades? Some thinking, some analysis, really perhaps looking at maybe not the minute detail of every moment that analysis indicates, but certainly that really looking at it from different sides, like fencing, right? It's like, well, if I do that and they do that and I do that, but the ego can do that in terms of what's called anticipation, where you're just trying to protect your vulnerability, which is understandable, but this is a soulmate contract. Eventually that vulnerability, if you want intimacy, you're going to have to put down the fencing blades, the fencing foils. And I do see that coming, but with that Five of Blades where you're coming from, it does make sense that you maybe have slowed down some of that mental thinking, other people's advice. I mean, look, how many YouTube readings are you going to get for a relationship, right? Sometimes they all say different things because not every reading is for everybody. That can leave you in a hurricane of psychic energy, a lot of it not your own, right? So just keep that in mind. You're going from the 5 to the 2. So maybe this is you paring back a little bit and really both of you, this isn't, I think, just you, my Scorpio. Remember, this is a contract read, so this is both of you are going through this kind of experience. But with that 5 of Flames following the 5 of Blades, and it being in your crowning position, it's like maybe enough's enough. Maybe the two of you meet, and it really is that ignition, right? That explosion, that volcanic eruption, that kundalini thing from root to crown all at once. And which does, I gotta say, really reflects too that Kali, the card of the Tower, in that outcome position. It's like they're horizontal trajectory, they're on the same line horizontally. So I can really see that rather than the card before you, which would be, what's before you on the path, the Two of Pentacles, that balancing, that really feels like that's going to happen after, right? Like, this is an interesting timeline, I think, that we've gotten here, because that volcano and the card of the Tower obviously speaks of something that's been hanging in there for a while, and then finally, bam, in 1 second, everything changes, although the Tower card usually indicates that happening in a larger stage of life, and in this case, for the both of you, it's a soulmate contract. But do get that there is going to be some juggling here and some balancing that really does mirror that Two of Blades of where you are right now. So better to be a little thought out, well thought out, better than over thought out, right? Remember, the ego uses anticipation. The soul acknowledges, it's okay, I know we feel this way. And it's like talking to that nervous child inside of you. It's like, I know, and it's okay to think these out, but how about we, just see how this goes. Meanwhile, your lesson here is the Five of Cups. There is emotional upheaval, and it makes me wonder if one of you or both of you are in other relationships whose expiration dates have passed, right? Either for a day, a week, a month, or a year. It might be that you are both kind of going through some emotional stuff right now. If you have met and you're communicating with each other, that Five of Cups could very much be a storm of excitement, a storm of optimism. I know we don't see it that way because it's a change of emotion. We tend to think of the storm as being a bad thing, but think of how clear the skies are after a storm, right? It clears things out. So maybe this is an emotional purge, an emotional cleaning, either individually, although I'm kind of getting you're both going through that, but perhaps triggered by very different things in your lives. But you're helping each other heal through this. You could say that the quantum entanglement there might be empathic or teleempathic, like telepathic, teleempathic, where you're actually sharing emotions and helping each other healing it, sort of like nibbling away from different ends of the same cheese. Well, I know that conjures mice. I apologize for that. But the storm, I guess it's a decent enough metaphor. Because from the outside looking in, this is the card of the Fool. This is the card of the Dreamer. This has great, big, huge potential, an adventure, something that requires a leap of faith. And with the amount of 5s in this spread, I get that, right? But you also have the 2 2s, so we're looking at a pretty balanced, well thought out thing here, particularly you, Scorpio, as the Midas Miser, with the Virgo card there and this Mediator with really strong values at bedrock here. It just feels like with that Destiny card of Pisces there, the Mermaid, Mami Watu, that there's some depth here, but there's also perhaps a bit of overwhelming emotion going on. If there's any empathic thing going on between one of you or both of you in terms of society and what's going on the planet right now, I could see where all of these 5s make it a little hard. There's so much change going on, but it feels like that change is going to be made for you. With that card of the Tower, no one can make the card of the Tower happen, and no one can prevent the card of the Tower happening. The little dots of light, little squiggles of light in the Rider-Waite deck, you don't see this in every deck, in the Tower card is the Yod. It's the Hebrew letter Yod, Y-O-D, or Y-O-D apostrophe H, which means the finger of God. It's also an astrological aspect involving 3 planets, a configuration, I guess that is. So the divine is at work here. This soulmate contract, it may have to destroy some stuff, belief systems, past relationships, severing some cords, what have you, in order to bring the 2 of you together. But it does feel like that could also be the kiss of true love that just blows everything else away. Archangel Michael being the healing angel. Really, you have a healing archangel, Scorpios? Call upon Archangel Michael. Speak the truth. Be honorable. Look, you're not doing anybody any favors by numbing the truth or dulling it down or dumbing it down. Speak the truth. You're ultimately, no one's responsible for anybody else's emotions. No one's responsible for our own. That's for us to learn to manage and heal. Tricky stuff. Particularly because the higher selves are saying you need to spend quality time together with this person. It's imperative, not just important, imperative, like imperial, that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationship with, listening to and talking to each other. So the deck has to be cleared for you guys to do this, to let this contract do what you're supposed to do, keeping in mind that as you go, the Ascended Masters are giving you a brilliant mantra here, inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. So I would really start working that like a couple of minutes, an hour, right? Silently out loud, sing it, dance it for a week or so. Particularly we are in this interesting time. You might start doing it with people you wouldn't expect to be doing it, but it feels like that is going to not just help you heal, it's going to help your soulmate partner heal and help everyone who crosses your path heal as well. And might be a nice way to take you out of yourself a little bit, my Scorpios. I know how insular us water signs, particularly if it's moon sign, can be, right? To kind of get you to extend yourself. So, may the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign be blessed with all they need in their soulmate contract for June, July 2020, or timeless, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may become the best that they can be, that they may spend some quality time together, that they may be guarded and protected, speaking the truth with Archangel Michael, that they may inspire others as the Scorpio turns things to gold and the mediator keeps the balance for their well-being and the well-being of all concerned. May they be that blessed. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment in the comment section below. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the rest of June into July. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be.